Hey everyone, welcome to the Xclusive. I'm Lexi.
I'm Aziza.
I'm Maliha.
And I'm Michael.
We got some great topics to talk to y'all about today. So to kick it off, we got the SAG Awards. Who wants to open that up?
So the biggest thing that was being talked about was the fact that Stranger Things won, which, have you guys watched it? Have y'all seen it? No?
I still have
Only
not
the
seen
first
it.
episode.
I'm really
I
disappointed
know.
in myself.
I mean, I heard that has to pick up.
I know we talked about it in another episode, but basically it's just a really cool sci-fi show, bunch of cool kids, Winona Ryder shows up. But the reason that it was being talked about is because the guy who plays the sheriff came out and gave a speech that was sort of not so subtly kind of poking at Trump.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about that? Do you think that's the platform? Do you think that's the place to do it? Or do you think they should not include that when they're accepting speeches?
I think it's inspiring because he talked a lot about like bullying, and I mean it might not be directly towards Trump, it might just be society in general. But what's going on in society right now needs to be talked about on like a large scale. So him doing that and like even other people addressing subjects like that, I feel like it's good because it gives people room to talk because, you know, what are we going to do if we don't have our voice at all, you know?
I think it's cool to see celebrities use their platform because I feel like a lot of times they get criticized if they don't. Like a lot of times if even YouTubers post videos and if it's at a time when something really big is happening in the nation and they don't address it, they get really like heavily criticized. And I think it's cool to see people using their platform when it's not really related. I mean, the SAG Awards has nothing to do with politics or the state of the world, but he made it that way, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
Also, Winona Ryder's faces.
Yes.
Wow.
Those were the star of the night.
She was very stressed out. The whole time he was talking, she was just in the back.
She was
like,
She's like,
she was just making these really awkward faces, and no one could tell, like, was she agreeing with him or not. I think she was just having a good time.
Yeah, I think she was just in a different world.
She's
Right.
a queen.
Well, going back though to celebrities using their platform, so when Taylor Swift, for example, didn't voice if she was for, right, you know, I was going to say, we know I'm a Swiftie, we know.
She's little.
But she didn't voice if she was, you know, for Clinton or for Trump. So a lot of people criticized her because they were like, well, you know, you're a megastar, you should be advocating. But, I mean, of course, if she chose a viewpoint that people didn't agree with, you know, she also might get bashed. So I understand why a lot of celebrities choose not to voice their opinion.
Yeah.
But in this case, I think it was a really good thing that he did because he didn't say, you know, last names or first names of anyone that's in the office. He just said, you know, it was mainly about like bullying and like that we shouldn't tolerate it. And I just really respect that.
And like, I feel like especially with like Taylor Swift, it's about like she's trying to get the coin, and I agree with that. But this is like an award show, and I feel like what they do, like actors and like movies and TV shows, are try to represent the world, and they should talk about the world and how they're going to represent it and how they want to see the world through their work and also just in real life.
I completely agree. I think it is. I do understand how it's kind of intimidating for celebrities to come forward because they might lose a lot of their fan base. But I think it's so important for them to do that in spite of it. Like Meryl Streep did it at the Golden Globes, and he did it. So I think that's really, really cool.
it's a very brave stance too, as well.
That's true.
It's really brave, but I just think it's up to them, you know, especially if they feel like they're getting criticized. You know, it's just, I don't know, just the audience that they want to keep or they want to leave, you know.
Yeah.
And some of them just don't care. I don't know. It depends. It really depends on the person.
To each their own.
Speaking of award shows, Grammys, how are y'all feeling?
So yeah, we were just looking at the list. So the best new artists are Maren Maurice, The Chainsmokers, Kelsey Ballerini, Chance the Rapper, and Anderson .Paak.
Anyone y'all rooting for?
I like Kelsey because I like country music.
Yeah.
And she's the only country music version on it, so I'm like, well, I'm going to choose Kelsey. And like, her album is really good. So I don't know, like, because a lot of like country artists, some of them cross over to pop a little bit. So it kind of has a mix of both. But also the Chainsmokers at Closer, you know, and Paris that was just released.
Yeah. Chainsmokers is massive right now. I just thought it was interesting to see them blow up over the summer, especially. I think that's when they really got a lot of attention. But who do you guys think is gonna win?
I don't know. I want Anderson .Paak or Chance the Rapper to win just
Ooh.
because I like them. Yeah,
people love him.
Yeah.
Because also he advocates.
Yeah, he
for
does
things.
advocate. Yeah.
And I feel like today's society is like, obviously we're for that in certain circumstances. So I feel like he has a really good chance too because of the kind of person he is. But also the music too, of course.
Yeah, great artist. But he's also just a very likable guy. Like every time I see him, he's always in those commercials. And
right? With his like hat.
Yeah.
His cute little overalls.
His signature is that hat. I love it.
He's a cutie. And then album.
Album.
There's 25. There's Demi Lovato, right? Or is that?
This is best pop vocal album.
Oh, okay.
So those are 25 Adele, Purpose Justin Bieber, Dangerous Woman Ariana Grande,
I do love that one.
Confident Demi Lovato, and This Is Acting Sia.
So favorite. Let's go.
Me, okay. I'm excited. This Is Acting Sia, okay. I've listened to that album probably 100,000 times.
Right.
And it's a masterpiece.
Right.
Yeah, she can do no wrong.
Queen.
All of her songs make me want to just live my life.
Right.
You know? So Sia, you got my vote. If you're watching Sia, you got my vote.
Well, Ariana, you got mine. Honestly, I feel like the way that she's progressed, because I didn't really care about her in the beginning, but then her music, and she's so talented, and the little bunny ears, she's such a cutie. And she just, I think she's so pro-woman in the way that she goes about her music, and she's so open about talking about topics that people are scared to, and I think she gets it. I love
True.
Ari.
Her and Mac Miller too. I love them together.
They're cute.
Yeah, they're really
She
cute.
posted a thing a while ago. She was in the car with Mac Miller, and a fan came up
Yeah.
to the car, right? Yeah, you
Yeah.
heard about that? And so basically, he was like complimenting Mac. He's like, I love your music, and she thought it was cute and sweet. She mentioned that in her tweet. But then the boy was like, oh, like, man, you're hitting that. And it's like, that's so like offensive, obviously, to women in general, but especially, you know, right in front of her. It just says that, like, doesn't understand what he's saying.
She was just she said she felt very objectified. And so I like that she, again, like celebrities use their platform, she used it, and she said women should not feel this way. It's disrespectful. And people were saying, but your music talks about that sort of stuff. How can you be upset when people actually treat you a certain way? And she says women can talk about what they want to talk about, but that doesn't mean that they have a right to be objectified by just anyone.
Right.
So I love her. I think her music's great, but I think she is one of those people who uses her voice in a very positive manner.
Right.
What are you feeling?
I want Adele to win. I just
I
just love Mama Adele. Love Ariana Grande. She's a great person, but I don't know. I'm
Her
just a
comeback.
fan. So
Yeah, Water Under the Bridge. I've been like listening to that one. It's on repeat right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna low-key listen to it when I leave the studio today. Like I'm gonna be jamming. Like honestly, I love it. But yeah, I can definitely see that. And then Justin Bieber, Purpose too. That's a good album, especially after his previous one. It didn't flop per se, but the album sales weren't as heavy, or like he didn't sell as many as his previous albums. So this was a shock, especially working, you know, mixing with Skrillex. I think that was a really like that was a good thing
Power
to do.
duo.
Yeah, so I like that too. But again, I go back to Ari. Even though she licked those donuts, let's not.
that's what I was like,
We're living in a post-donut lick world.
She was looking at a donut shop, and the donuts are right there. And she's like, "Well, I'm gonna lick them." And then, like, who does that? But then they sold for like a lot of money.
I wasn't upset.
Everyone's
honestly.
fave is problematic at one point.
Yeah.
I mean,
not
true.
Adele. What did Adele
Okay,
do?
true.
True.
She
Okay.
left, is the
Adele-
thing.
There's not.
She
She
left.
did.
I'd
then
rather
she's back.
leave than
Lick
be
the
caught
donut.
spitting on a donut.
All right, y'all.
Oh my
The
God.
choices are controversial. You have your pick. Stay tuned for the next segment. Thanks for watching Tea Talk.